Hey vlog, it is Thursday, January 19th, 2023, and I spent most of the day going over the goals to see where we're at for the month because the month is coming up on the end and we're falling a little bit short, so I gotta work on that. And that's what planning and goals setting is all for, is to make sure that you stay on track and get those goals set up. Now, I also have been doing a little bit of studying and research and reading out of a book written by Russell Brunson. And he has written 3 books, which are essentially the 3 best books you'll ever find on how to build an online business, how to build a movement, and how to drive traffic for your business. They are the best, and guess what? He still gives them away. All you have to do is pay for shipping. There'll be a link to order each one of them down in the description below. But in this one I'm reading is Expert Secrets, and that is the pathway to becoming a expert in your field and how you can go from being just a dreamer all the way up to the expert guide, where your expertise is leading your movement and following along with all of the rest of your followers. It is a really cool movement, and I'm going to talk about the 5 phases today. Just briefly do the 50,000 foot overview looking down at it, and then in future videos, I'm going to do all 5 phases. I'm going to go in depth and dive deep on each one so that you can actually get it. And for that, make sure you go on and subscribe so you don't miss it, because they're going to be right here on this YouTube channel. Phase 1 is composed of the dreamer. That is where we all start, is as a dreamer. I'm willing to bet you that you have dreams about stuff and you have expertise that you don't even know. Because most of the time, that's the kind of stuff that we think of as no big deal. Like, say you're a great cook. Well, you don't think that that's a big deal, but to people who can't cook, that's a huge deal. So, there you go. As the dreamer, you have this idea, and you start trying to figure out how to make it go. You get this fire inside you, it burns passion. This is the idea you like. And you move on. There, you watch books. No, you read books, and you watch YouTube videos. You listen to podcasts. You do everything you can to learn in this phase. And you go as far as you can, which brings you to the next phase, phase 2, which is the reporter phase. And as the reporter, now what you do is you take those books and find the authors, you find the podcast, and you interview those people. This way you can dive deep and come up with your own personalized questions. This is very important because next step in phase 3 is called the frameworks creator phase. This is where you're taking all the knowledge that you have acquired and building your own frameworks on how you are going to succeed with this information. This is very important because it's not their work. It's a combination of all of their work. It's like the decade in a day. You take all these things together and you put them together so that you can succeed faster than they did. It's a brilliant setup. Then you build your frameworks on how in the world your idea is going to help other people. Now, once you've got your framework gone, you move into phase 4, which is called the servant phase. And as a servant, you're going to take your frameworks and you're going to help other people become successful. That's right. And you shouldn't charge for it at this point, because even if the framework is successful for you, it may not be replicatable to other people. So you need to get some other success stories with it before you start charging people and find out it doesn't work and they want their money back. But once you have helped out a couple of people, it doesn't have to be a lot, but you need to help some people and make sure your frameworks are working for them. But once you've got that done, then you move on to the expert and the guide phase. Phase 5, you have now made it. Your frameworks have worked for other people. Now you can sell those frameworks and start reaping the rewards for all of your work. And guess what, guys? If you're passionate, if it's an idea that's burning in your soul, none of this will even seem like work as you move on with your journey. And guess what? Your learning doesn't stop there. Once you're the expert and you're the guide, now your learning continues on, because guess what? Eventually, your students will outdo you. Now that is the goal of every coach, is to have their students outperform them. It is really cool. But at the same time, if all of your students move on, what do you got left to teach? So you have to constantly keep learning and staying up with what's going on. Entrepreneurship, expertise, all of this. You can't get a better, more in-depth, intensive personal growth strategy than this. It is going to push you to the limits and grow your existence like you've never seen. Guaranteed, but at the end of the day, it is worth it. You'll have the lifestyle that you ever want. So, can you imagine? Seriously, just sit back and think, what would an extra $10,000 a month do for you? I can just imagine how much better the life would be. Just think of that vacation that you could take, all because of something that you know and you are passionate about, and you know how to teach it, or you learn how to teach it and become the expert. That is the start of an empire. And us empire builders, we need lots and lots of education and platforms to put our information out there on. And quite frankly, I think the best platform is this one, the one you're on right now, YouTube. I am firmly a believer that YouTube is the best platform out there, because it's not a social media network. It is an actual search engine. So the videos you put here, people will find over time when they're looking and they have problems, which will drive leads to you and to your funnels. So that's why I think YouTube is the foundation of your empire. Do you want to be on YouTube? Yes, you do. Join me on my free live challenge. It starts next Monday. This challenge, guys, it gets you started, gets your first video live, and gets that foundation going. This challenge is easily worth $100 for 5 days of my coaching, and I teach you straight in the challenge exactly what to do. And I go live every day and have Q&As, so you can ask all the questions you want of me about how YouTube works. I'm open for everybody, and it's totally free. Sign up with the link down below, and I'll see you tomorrow with a deep dive on phase 1. So subscribe so you don't miss it.